Self-testing is an excellent study tool for any course. The key to self-testing is that it's an active study strategy, which means that it tests your ability to understand the material you're studying without using your notes or textbook. Some useful ways to test your knowledge are to recreate a concept map, graphic organizer, or outline from memory, complete practice problems on your own, or create a test for yourself that asks deep thinking questions. You should be very detailed when using this study strategy. In order to be as detailed as possible, you should constantly be asking yourself, what happens next and why? Or what deeper knowledge do I have on this topic? And continue writing until there aren't any more questions to be asked about the topic. Challenge yourself. Avoid asking questions with one-word answers or short phrases. Make questions that have open-ended answers while you still have the resources to look back and find or clarify the information you didn't know. The goal of self-testing is to make sure you understand, can recall, and can explain any of the material that's given to you, rather than just memorize and repeat information. With that in mind, while studying, the questions will seem easier instead of harder on exam day. In order to create deep thinking questions, rather than asking yourself what is, base your questions around asking why, how, and what if. Why do we make this assumption? Or how did this process happen? Or what if this happened instead of that? Here's an example of using this strategy to formulate a question for General Chemistry 1, whether you're asking yourself questions while completing a graphic organizer or creating a test. Instead of, what is the name of a bond between a metal and a nonmetal, you should ask yourself, name and define each type of atomic bond, draw a picture of them, and give an example of each type. When answering these questions, be detailed in your descriptions. Rather than just telling yourself the answer, consider writing it down and making a table or other graphics to help organize your knowledge. Another effective way to answer your questions would be to explain them to a friend, roommate, family member, or anyone who's willing to listen so they can ask you to clarify your answer if you missed a point. One last tip I have in order to improve your self-testing skills is to make notes and questions as you read your textbook and take notes for class. When a professor emphasizes a certain point during lecture, star it, highlight it, circle it, or anything to make it obvious for yourself that you need to know it. Then write a question somewhere on the page that you'll be able to go back and answer when studying for your exam. If you do this throughout the semester when taking notes and reading your textbook, you'll have a set of questions ready for when you begin studying, and you'll have a better idea of how to organize your concept maps and outlines. Happy studying!